Okay. Hi, guys. Yeah.
I'm just trying to cancel a non-refundable week, and the people that I keep calling are like, well, no, as of October 1st now you can go, but that might change next week. And until they cancel it, you can't get a refund. And so after October 1st, then I'm supposed to buy 6 airline tickets? No.
Yeah.
Poor me. It's a
I know.
problem.
It is, but
That I booked a year ago.
all the same. Anyway. Good morning, everyone. No one's right behind the podium today. It's like I don't have to do like a little switcheroo. I got my live button to work this week, so woohoo! That was a pain in the ass last week. Welcome to our practice, Deep Power. And this morning, well, do you have any requests? I'll throw it out there for a moment. Anything that you're needing this morning? Don't be shy. Yeah, I was going to say Mary Jo doesn't dare. She doesn't dare request anything. Okay, I know what you want to do. Okay. So I had kind of a funny life lesson yesterday. My daughter, who just moved to Hawaii, she left me her car, which is a Subaru Crosstrek. It's fairly new, and I'm really excited about it. Anyway, she got a little rock chip in the windshield a couple weeks ago that needed to be repaired, or it would like splinter off, and spread. So I went and had it repaired on Friday and got it washed and everything and was feeling all good about that. And then yesterday, driving up the canyon, another rock chipped my windshield. Like, seriously? The very next effing day. And, and I was like, the universe hates me, like clearly everything's conspiring against me. And Brian, my sweetheart, he was like, well, I think sometimes, this is a lesson in like, how did he put it? Like, you can't have all of your ducks in a row all the time, right? And maybe one of the lessons here is that our practice is to be with the imperfection, right? And if we spend our lives trying to fix every little problem and put everything in a row, then we're going to be pretty miserable. And so it was a good moment to be like, okay, I'm going to surrender to this stupid rock chip in my in my windshield. But if we think about that, if we zoom out a little bit and recognize that there are a lot of conditions we don't have control over, and some that we do for sure, and not to say that we shouldn't get our windshields fixed or like try to make change in our lives and in the world, certainly. But I think there's a wisdom and a beauty to make space for imperfections in our lives. And I don't know. Let's consider that. Throw that into the mix in our practice today. Go ahead and find your seat, and let's close the eyes and take some time here to arrive in our practice. And allowing the body to settle here in stillness. Allowing the shoulders to soften just a little bit, engaging through the belly, through the core, at the bottom of the exhale, and sitting up straight and tall. Good. Good, and if you haven't already, will you begin your Ujjayi pranayama, that gentle whisper breath, using the muscles at the back of your throat, and creating this oceanic sound, this whisper breath. And partly why we work with Ujjayi breath is that it does make a sound, and so you have this audible feedback about the presence and the quality of your breath. And so see if you can feel into that throughout your practice. Hear your own breath. And let's start to move a little bit here through the upper body, through the spine and the torso. You can start this wave-like movement and motion side to side. Good. And then see if you can take it more in a circle or a figure 8 or even a gentle twist. And let's take 4 or 5 more breaths, just moving in a way that feels awakening and mobilizing to the body this morning. Good. And then we're going to make our way back to an upright position. And let's go ahead and stretch both legs out in front of us. And you're welcome to put a little bend in your knees. If you happen to have a strap, you could use that for this pose, Paschimottanasana, this forward fold. So as you inhale, let's extend the arms up. Reach toward the ceiling, and then as you exhale, come forward into your fold. And think about that movement and that gentle motion of the breath in this forward fold. A little bit of lengthening on the in-breath, and moving a little bit deeper on the out-breath. Good. Take one more here. And then on your next in-breath, we're going to come back to an upright position. Reach and lengthen up through the arms, and then exhale. Bring the hands behind you, bend your knees, ground your feet to the floor, hug the shoulder blades toward one another, lift the chest, and maybe lift up into a little tabletop. If that doesn't feel good to your shoulders or your wrists, just stay seated and lift up through the heart. Good. Last breath here. And then exhale, come back to your seat and stretch your legs forward. We're going to flow through that a couple times. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come back to an upright position, stretch up through the arms. Exhale, bring the hands behind you and bend your knees. Inhale, lift up into your tabletop or just open your heart. Exhale, come back down to your seat. Inhale, stretch the legs out and reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come back up, upright, stretch tall. Exhale, hands to the floor, bend your knees, ground your feet. Inhale, open the heart or lift up into tabletop. Good. Exhale, back down to your seat. Good, you guys. Stretch the legs out. Inhale, reach up. One more time through this. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come back up, stretch up tall, lengthen. Exhale, hands and feet to the floor. Inhale, maybe lift up into that tabletop or open the heart. Exhale, back down to your seat. Good, you guys. Let's shift forward now to the hands and the knees. Moving through some cat-cow. So inhale, open up the chest, a little lift of the tailbone. And then exhale, round through your spine, chin to chest. Inhale, lift, expand forward. Exhale, tuck and round. Good. One more like this. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine. This time sit all the way into child's pose. Pausing here for a moment. Good. And then back up right to your hands and knees. And now we're going to move into a downward facing dog. So tuck the toes under and lift up through the hips. This first downward dog, take a moment to get your bearings, to feel your feet to the ground, hands to the earth. Strong and lifted through your core. Take one more full breath here. And then exhale, come back down to the knees. Inhale into that cow pose, open up your chest. Exhale, child's pose. And we're going to flow through this little sequence a few times. So inhale, come back up, hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog, lifting through the hips. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, back down to your knees. Inhale, little back bend, cow pose. Exhale all the way to child's pose. Good, you guys. Let's do this one more time. Coming back up, hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes and lift up through your hips. Inhale here, lengthening your spine. Exhale, back down to your knees. Inhale, little back bend. Exhale, round the spine and sit back, child's pose. Inhale, come back up, hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Let's pause here for just a moment. And then you can step or hop or walk forward toward your hands, coming into a forward fold. Lengthen out your spine on the inhale. And exhale, fold and bring it in. One more time like that. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, fold. Good. Let's come all the way up to standing on in-breath. So ground the feet, stretch up, reach toward the sky. And then exhale, hands together, heart center. Continue this movement, everybody. Stretch up tall. Inhale. Exhale, dive forward, strong through your core as you fold it in. Lengthen out your spine on in-breath. Come to that halfway lift. Exhale, fold it back in. Engage the belly and come all the way back up to standing. So root to rise, reach. Hands come back together at the heart. Good. One more like that. Half salute. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, dive forward and fold. And flat back on the in-breath, lengthen and extend. Exhale, fold back in. Strong core all the way back up to standing. Reach up, maybe a little mini back bend. And then hands come back together in front of the heart. Good. Arms back up. Inhale, stretch up and lengthen. And exhale, dive forward and fold. And step your left foot back into a lunge and come down to the left knee. Inhale, extend and lengthen up through the arms. So you're coming into this low lunge. You can stay for an extra breath. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Now you can step right back to down dog from here, or if you'd like to move through a chaturanga, you may work through that vinyasa on your own. Coming back to your downward dog. Good. Step your left foot forward and come down to your right knee and extend and lengthen up through the arms. Stay for an extra breath, maybe deepen into that lunge a little bit, and then hands back to the floor. Pick up your back knee and step forward to standing splits just for a moment, and then step your right foot to the front of your mat next to your left. So coming back to forward fold, all the way back up to standing, reach up, and then exhale, hands together at the heart. Good. Arms back up, inhale. So we're moving through some classical suns, some variations of classical suns. Dive forward, fold it in. Right foot steps back, low lunge. Come down to your right knee and extend up through the arms. Exhale, hands back down. Back to down dog or through a vinyasa. That's up to you. Cobra or up dog, inhale, downward facing dog. And step your right foot forward, low lunge, left knee to the floor. Reach up tall, inhale. Exhale, hands down, standing splits. Just for a moment, float that left leg up and then bring it to the ground. All the way up to standing, inhale. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Arms back up, inhale, stretch up and lengthen. Try to get into your own rhythm of breath. Dive forward and fold. Left foot steps back, lunge. This time we're going to keep the knee lifted, come into a high lunge or crescent lunge. Strong legs, reach up tall. This first time through, stay for an extra breath, and then hands down. Step back to down dog or optional chaturanga. We'll all meet up in down dog, and then the left foot will step forward. High lunge, keeping the back knee lifted. We'll stay for an extra breath here, and then hands to the floor. Standing splits, just for a moment, float that right leg up, and then bring it to the ground next to your left. All the way back up to standing, reach up. And then hands back together at the heart. Good, you guys. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot steps back. High lunge. Inhale, stretch the arms up, reach. Exhale, hands to the floor. Back to down dog or chaturanga. Cobra or up dog if you're moving in that way. Downward facing dog. Good. Right foot forward. High lunge. Arms stretch up. Take your time. No rush. Hands to the earth. Standing splits. Float that left leg up. And then left foot the ground. Good. All the way back up to standing. Lots of movement today, I know. But take your time. Go at your pace. One more iteration of this. Arms reach up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot steps back. Lunge. Right arm is going to reach up for a twist. Maybe stay for an extra breath. Left hand stays on the ground. And then right hand back to the floor. Down dog or chaturanga. So those chaturangas are optional. Left foot steps forward. Lunge. Left arm reaches up for your twist. Good. Left hand back to the floor. Step forward, standing splits just for a moment. Right foot down, all the way up to standing. Reach. And then hands back together in front of the heart. Last time through, you guys. Stretch up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot steps back, lunge. Left arm reaches up, twist. Left hand back to the ground, down dog or chaturanga. Moving through that vinyasa at your pace. Right foot forward, lunge. Right arm reaches up, twist. Right hand back to the floor. Standing split, left leg up. Left foot to the ground next to your right, all the way back up to standing. Reach up. And then hands together at the heart. Good. Pause here, everybody. And just tune in. Maybe slow your breath down. Coming back to that oceanic Ujjayi pranayama. Beautiful. Inhale, arms reach back up. Exhale, bend your knees and sit into a chair pose, Utkatasana. Good. Take another breath here. We're going to exhale into drinking bird. So the arms are going to reach back behind and maybe float your heels. I was going to say float your feet off of the mat. Go ahead and try that. See what happens. And then ground your heels, come back up. Good. And then do that again. Exhale, drinking bird, arms back, little lift of the heels. And then inhale, ground your heels and stretch back up. Good. Last one. Exhale, drinking bird, arms back, lift the heels. Inhale, ground your heels, reach back up. This time we're going to come all the way to the forward fold, Uttanasana. Flat back, inhale, lengthen. Plant your hands, take a step or hop back, moving through chaturanga, or again, you can skip that and go directly to downward facing dog. On your inhale, send your right leg into the air, reach it back, behind, and up. Your next exhale, pull your right knee in toward the chest. Lift and engage your core, round your spine. Inhale, the right leg back up. And exhale, pull the knee in. Good. One more of these. Inhale, reach through the right leg. Exhale, this time step it all the way through. Your choice. Actually, let's all come into high lunge. So keep your back heel lifted, reach the arms up. Variation on drinking bird here. So we're not going to lift the front heel, but we're going to drop down and send the arms back behind and the crown forward. And then root through your feet, come back up to your upright position. Exhale, forward. Arms reach back, crown forward. Inhale, back upright. Good. Last time through, and this time we're going to come into a warrior three balance. So drop your arms back, float this back leg up, and hold. Square off the hips, active through your left toes, lengthening through the crown. Good, you guys. Let's bring the hands down, step it back, plank pose. Down dog or chaturanga. Move with your breath. Good. And then extending the left leg back. Reach and lengthen. Exhale, pull left knee in toward the chest. Inhale, leg reaches back. And exhale, pull it in. And last one of these, take the leg back, stretch it up. Exhale, knee in, step through. Coming into your crescent lunge or your high lunge. Give yourself a moment here to ground, to arrive. And then same thing, exhale, that drinking bird variation. Inhale, back up. Go according to your own breath. Exhale and inhale. Good. Last one here, exhale. And this time we're going to float all the way up into a balance, a warrior 3 variation. The arms back, standing leg can be bent. Reach through those right toes and forward through the crown. And then release, step it all the way back, plank pose. Maybe move through your vinyasa. Good. Take another full breath here, everybody. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of your mat. Flat back on your in-breath. Exhale, fold. Good. Let's come all the way up to standing. So anchor the feet, reach up, bring the hands together. Good. So we're going to shift now into a balance, coming into tree pose. So balancing on the right foot first, shift your weight to the right foot. And let's pull the left foot up, possibly to the inner thigh or inner calf. Try to avoid connecting right at the knee joint. Palms together, the heart. Keep your gaze steady. And as you're ready, extend and lengthen up through the arms. Hug that foot toward your standing leg, lengthen, gaze at one spot, one focal point. And then as you exhale, hands to the heart. And let's point the left knee forward, lift your leg up, kick it back to another warrior 3 balance. Your choice. You can take your arms back like we did before, or hands can come to the thigh, or out wide like wings, or forward alongside the ears. Good. And then step your left foot to the back of your mat. Come back to a crescent lunge. And then you're going to open up to a warrior 2. So adjust your feet accordingly, lining up the heels, strong legs, upright torso, lifted through the heart. Beautiful. Let's see if we can gaze directly forward beyond the right fingertips. Then that right palm is going to turn up, and you'll stretch backwards into a reverse warrior. Maybe support the left hip with the left hand. Arm reaches straight up and then slightly back, opening through the right ribs and side body. Good. Last breath here. Come back upright to a warrior 2. Straighten up the right leg for triangle. So reach forward, the ribs and the torso, right hand down to shin or floor, left arm reaching up. Try to stack your arms here, spread the arms wide. Good. Last breath here. Gaze down at the floor and bend into your front leg, coming into Ardha Chandrasana or half moon. Feel free to use a block and a slight bend in your standing leg. As you root and anchor, feel the breath lengthening along the spine, reaching through the left arms. Exhale, left hand down. Now you're going to step all the way back to a lunge, center the right knee over the ankle, and take your twist, right arm up. Now we've been here before, when we were doing our classical suns, if you feel like moving a little bit further here, a little deeper, you want to take your left elbow to the right knee, you're welcome to do that, or you can keep it as is. Good. One more cleansing breath here. And then right hand down. Walk your hands over toward the left and parallel your feet. Extend your spine, flat back. And exhale, fold. Good. Prasarita Padottanasana. Taking a few breaths here, letting your neck and your jaw relax. Good, everybody. Flat back as you inhale. Now plant your right hand to the ground, just beneath your face. And you're going to pick up the right foot and then sit to the back of your mat in boat pose. How do we do? Do we make it? Okay, good. So take a few breaths here. Navasana, connecting to your core. Lots of variations if you'd like to extend the legs up or even support the knees. Feel your breath. Try to lift up a little bit through your heart, everybody. Shoulders away from the ears. Good. Now, plant your feet to the ground. Take the right hand to the top of your mat. Right hand to the top of your mat, and you're going to lift up into side plank. Right hand to the top of the mat, side plank pose. Stack the feet or come down to the right knee for support, Vashisthasana. Take another breath. Maybe stretch that left arm forward and float your left leg up. Good, good. All the way back. Plank pose. Your choice, Chaturanga, or directly back to your downward facing dog. Whew. Good job, you guys. Hang out here for just a moment. If you would like to take child's pose for a few breaths, you're welcome to do that. Good. Nice. On your next exhale, bend through your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of your mat. Flat back on your inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Come all the way up to standing. So reach up tall, lengthen, and then hands come together, back at the heart. Whew. All right, my dearies. Second side. What did we start with? That was so long ago. Tree pose. What'd you say? Child's pose. Nice try, Anne. Nice try. All right. Take your left foot to the floor, and we're going to pick up the right foot coming into tree pose. And so you can connect foot to inner thigh or inner calf. Palms can come together. Find your gaze, and then extend and lengthen up through the arms. Good. And playing with balance here. You're not a statue. You are a live, living, breathing human being. Take one more breath. And then hands come back together at the heart. Point your right knee forward. And then kick that leg back for your warrior three balance. Again, you can have your arms back, maybe hands come to the left thigh, or even forward alongside your ears. Take another breath here, and step back to that high lunge, reach up, and then ground your right heel, warrior two. Adjust your feet a little bit if necessary, strong in that lunge. Rooted down through the feet, connected to your core. Take another full breath here. Turn that left palm up, and we're going to reach backwards into that reverse warrior. So strong in the legs. So your legs stay exactly as they were. Opening up the left arm and ribs and side body. You can always support the right hip with the right hand. Take one more breath. Back upright. Straighten up left leg for Trikonasana triangle pose. So reach forward. Keep the torso long and lengthened. Right arm reaching up. Arms spread wide. Good. Feeling both feet on the ground. Connect to core. Lengthen. Last breath here. Gazing down at the floor, we're going to come into our balance, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And try to maintain this alignment of triangle pose in your half moon, meaning right arm stacked over left, right hip stacked over left. Take another full breath, strong and lifted. And then the right hand comes down. You'll step your right foot back, center the knee over the ankle, and open your left arm up for your twist. So again, if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can hook your right elbow over to that left knee and come into that prayer twist, strong through your core. Take another full breath here. And then we'll go ahead and release and unwind and walk the hands over to the right side for Prasarita Padottanasana. Wide straddle, flat back as you inhale. Exhale, fold. Maybe you want to choose a different variation here. When you wide straddle, you could clasp your hands behind your back or reach for your big toes. Nice. Take one more breath here. Release hands back to the floor if they're not already. Flat back. Left hand to the ground, just right underneath your face. Pick up your left foot and sit facing the back of your mat for boat. Navasana. Good. Nice. And this time around, really work on lengthening the spine. Okay, instead of coming into a rounded, like a cat pose, think about this extension and this lift, strong belly, strong core. Good, you guys. Feet down, left hand at the very top of your mat. Lift your hips up for Vashisthasana. Any variation you'd like here. You can stack your feet, your ankles, flex your toes back. Maybe extend that right arm forward and float the right leg up. Good, you guys. Last breath. Bring it all the way back. Plank pose. Maybe chaturanga. Or directly back to downward dog. Good. Come back down to your knees. Child's pose, or just come into a kneeling hero's pose. So I know that today's practice is a little flowy, a little more flowy than typically we do in deep power. But we're going to actually move through that sequence again, but with your breath and not really arriving anywhere, right? But this will be a practice in like a moving meditation, moving through your poses, right? And so please take your time and go at your own pace. I'll cue you. Don't worry, you're not going to be like on your own. Figure it out. But I would like you to make it yours and feel free to move a little bit faster, a little bit slower, just according to your own breath cues. But this is a practice in flow, and being in flow in your practice and in your life. So come back to your downward facing dog whenever you're ready. Take a breath here. And then bend your knees, look forward. Let's come back to the top of the mat. Flat back, inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, fold. Good. Back up to standing as you inhale, stretch up. And then bring the hands together in front of the heart. All right, hands to hips, tree pose, standing on the right foot. So the left foot comes up, and extend and lengthen up through the arms. Feel your balance, your steadiness, and your ease. Hands come back together at the heart. Point that left knee forward. Kick the leg back, warrior 3, variation. Good. Step it back to your high lunge and sweep your arms up, reaching tall. Ground your left heel, warrior 2. Adjust your feet a little bit. Right palm up, reverse warrior, reaching backwards. Good. Finding your edge. Come back up through warrior 2, straighten up the leg. Triangle. Reaching forward, right hand down, left arm up. Down at the floor, look down at the floor, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, coming into your balance. Reaching, left hand down, step back to your lunge, and take the right arm up for your twist. Twisting lunge. Good. Right hand down. Walk the hands to the left, parallel your feet. Extend your spine, flat back, fold it in. Good. Back up to your flat back, right hand to the ground, put weight into that hand, pick up the right foot and sit in boat pose facing the back of the room. Good. Feet to the ground, right hand to the top of your mat, lifting up for your side plank, Vashisthasana, your variation here, and then finish it out with a chaturanga or directly to downward facing dog. Good. As you make your way to down dog, bend your knees, step or hop forward, top of the mat. Flat back as you inhale, exhale, fold. Back up to standing, reach up and lengthen. Hands come together, the heart. Good, you guys, an extra breath here. And then hands come back to the hips. Weight into the left foot. Right foot comes up, tree pose. Extend the branches of your tree up. Feel your breath. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Pointing the right knee forward, lift the leg up. Kick it back to your warrior 3 balance. Good, and step it back to your high lunge. Reach up tall. Lengthen. And then anchor your back heel, warrior 2. Adjust your feet a little bit. Left palm up, reverse your warrior. And then coming back through to triangle. Straighten up, create some space, flowing through, Trikonasana. Look down at the floor, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, floating that leg up. Right hand comes down, step back to your lunge, open up to your twist. Left arm reaches. Left hand down, walk the hands to the right, Prasarita, flat back as you inhale, and then fold. Then flat back again, left hand to the ground, pick up the left foot, sit, facing the back of the room, Navasana. Boat pose. Feet down, left hand to the top of the mat, and lift up, Vashisthasana, side plank. Good. And then finish it out. Maybe one last chaturanga or directly back to down dog. Good job, everybody. Take a breath here. Step or jump through to your seat and roll all the way onto your backs. Whew. Awesome, you guys. So we're going to do a couple more little flowy things here on our backs. So at first, just hug your knees in, rock side to side. If a happy baby pose would feel good to you here, you could go to that direction. Good. And then bring the soles of your feet back to the ground. So your feet are about the width of your hips. Now as you press down through the feet, you're going to lift up through the pelvis and sweep the arms up and back for an easy bridge pose. The arms are lengthening alongside the ears, hips elevated. And then exhale, lower everything back down. Good. And then again, inhale, peel up and away, reach the arms up. Exhale, lower the spine and arms back down. Good. Again, inhale, lift up. And just going at your own pace. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, lift up. Arms reach, pelvis lifts. Exhale, back down. Good. Last round here. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Pick up your right foot, cross the outer ankle over top the left leg, figure 4. And keep the left foot on the ground for a moment and just rock this shape side to side. Maybe get a little gentle massage. You're welcome to pick up your left foot if you'd like and hold on to the left leg, pulling this shape a little bit closer to the body. You can still move, you can still rock or circle if that feels good to you. Good, and then release out of that and switch legs. So plant your right foot to the ground, pick up the left leg, cross the ankle up and over, and keep the right foot on the ground for a moment and just rock side to side. Maybe picking up your right foot and holding on to the leg. Good. And last breath here. You're going to release out of that and cross your legs. Now bring the soles of the feet to the ground a little wider than your hips, about the edges of your mat. Stretch your arms out wide, and we're going to windshield wiper side to side. And feel free to go at your own pace. You're welcome to pause in your twist, maybe even resting your outer leg on top of the inner leg for extra stretch. And take one more breath here. And then go ahead and extend both legs out long to the floor. Reach your arms up and back alongside your ears. And then, as we're ready, take the arms back down. Maybe take your feet out a little bit wider, open up your palms. And we're going to allow the body to rest for the last few minutes. There's this really beautiful poem by John O'Donohue, Irish poet and a theologian, and he says, "I would love to live like a river flows, carried by the surprise of its own unfolding." I would love to live like a river flows, carried by the surprise of its own unfolding. Begin to expand your breath here. And start to open up your senses little by little. You can move through the fingers and the toes. Bless you. And come over to your side. And then, as you're ready, make your way back up to your seat. And on your next in-breath, reach up tall. Put your palms together. Just gather all of this beautiful energy we've cultivated here to your heart. And that we might move with more grace, with more equanimity, with more ease through the flow of our lives. And we will finish our practice with one round of Om. Take a full breath in. Namaste. Isn't that a great thing when the sound of the car is same as our Om? It's like the sound of the universe at peace, right? Everything kind of flowing together. Thank you for that. Oh. Thanks, you guys.